Hello students, myself Mutturaj MP, working as assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering, Mysuru. Now I will explain you about the forced convection apparatus. Here our aim is to find the heat transfer coefficient of air by experimental method as well theoretical method. Let us see how it will be there, the apparatus, and then sketch. This is the apparatus is there in our mechanical engineering laboratory. This is the pipe connected to the blower. This is blower. Pipe is connected here, and then I have a valve to regulate the flow of air into the specimen. Here I have a manometer and orifice is fitted here. Here I have a heater. This is my specimen, and then after giving the some amount of the heat energy to the specimen, air will be come out here. Okay, this is the setup. We have the thermostat reading, temperature reading, and then voltage readings, and then temperature channels. Which temperature you want, that temperature you can change the channel, and then you can get the temperature. Note, you have to note on the observation: diameter of the specimen, length of the specimen, diameter of the orifice, and the diameter of the pipe. This is the specimen having some amount of the length, and then amount of heat energy given to this specimen. Here from the heater you will get the hot air. Hot air will be flow across the cylinder. How it will be there, let us see. This is the thing. This is the cylinder. Air will comes at the T7 temperature, hot air, and then go out with the T8 temperature. This is inlet temperature Ti, outlet temperature T0. It heats the specimen. How the things it will be there, let us see. So you want to measure the temperature of the specimen here, T1 to T7, and T1 to T6 you will measure the temperature, and then T7 temperature whatever it will come, that you want to take as the ambient temperature. Therefore film temperature will be given as the T surface temperature plus T ambient temperature divided by 2. So at that particular point, whatever the TF temperature you will get, that temperature you want to note down for the remaining thermal properties of the dry air. Hot air from the heater, temperature you will be measured from T1 to T6. This is the observation tabular column that you want to write down, where X is there in the table is for the manometer reading of the water, in terms of mm. That one you want to convert it into the meters of water. Then here you have the value for water. You want to convert that one into the head of the air. Head of the water you will get, you want to convert that one into the head of the air. Determination of heat transfer coefficient of air by experimental method. Here you have air will be comes here T7, T8. Then you can take this one as the temperature difference. Delta T is equal to T7 minus T8. Therefore the Newton's law of cooling states that the heat transfer, it is by convection, is equal to heat transfer coefficient area into temperature. Why you are taking the surface area? Because it is giving the heat energy to the surface of the pipe. That diameter of the pipe, length of the pipe done already, then you will get the surface area of the pipe. And then V into I is the amount of heat energy given to the heater. Here heater will be there. For that heater, how much amount of the heat energy that will be given in terms of V into I, that will gives the heat energy. Therefore by experimental method you can get the value like this. You want to know the some important definitions from the data handbook at the page number 112. Grashof number, Nusselt number, Prandtl number, all these things you must know. Already these things I have explained in the natural convection. Heater, it is giving to the material and then coming as a cold air, temperature you are measured. Now it is your duty to, if at all you want to measure the Reynolds number, you want the velocity of the air in this pipe. Rho Vd divided by mu formula, you know very well, this is the Reynolds number formula. Only the thing you want to note the velocity. You can get the mu value in the thermal properties of the air. but velocity of the air you want to know. Velocity of the air in the pipe, it is orifice, it is equal to velocity of the air in the discharge in the pipe is equal to area of orifice square root of 2g head of the air. Head of the air is the next priority to find the value. So head of the air, how you will find? Here you have the orifice having the diameter d naught. Therefore area of the orifice, it is equal to pi d square divided by 4. Therefore you will get the manometer difference. You will get this one as the x value in terms of mm. So whatever the x value you will get here, that you want to convert it into the meters of water, and then by Pascal's law you want to put in this equation. Then head of the air you want, then head of the air is equal to rho of the water. Head of the water, whatever this can, that one you want to put in terms of meter, and then rho of air. Area of orifice, I shown you guys this one. Then discharge in the pipe, it is equal to V. Actually we could write QA like that, you will get confusion. Q heat and then discharge. That's why in the fluid mechanics we use Q as the discharge. In the heat transfer we will use Q as the heat. Therefore discharge in the orifice, it is equal to discharge in the pipe. That is the explanation. Therefore area of orifice is equal to velocity of air is equal to area of pipe velocity of air. Therefore velocity of air, whatever you got in the discharge of the pipe, same thing, then discharge in the orifice, it is equal to discharge in the air in the pipe. Same it will be there. You want to put this one, and then you will get the Reynolds number, Re is equal to rho Vd divided by mu. Therefore this is the thing. Surface temperature you got, temperature, film temperature you will get Ts plus T7 divided by 2. This is the film temperature. At the film temperature you want to note the properties of the air from the page number 34 or in the data handbook approximately. So you want to get the values of density of air, dynamic viscosity, kinematic viscosity, Prandtl number, and then thermal conductivity. These are not required, but you please tabulate remaining things at that particular temperature. It is for 60, 70, 80 like this. If you get 72.4 something like this, then you want to go for the interpolation method in between the 70 and 80. You will get the thermal properties of the air, density, dynamic viscosity, Prandtl number, and kinematic viscosity, and thermal conductivity of air. Keep in your mind, air also having thermal conductivity. Keep in your mind. That is very less. It is in terms of 0.069 something it will come. By using the Ditus and Boelter equation, you can go for this. Find the Nusselt number. This coefficient C and index M will be in the range of Reynolds number that you can find for that particular range, and then you can get it. Formula in the data handbook at the page number 116 or 115. Therefore Nusselt number, it is equal to nu theoretical H L divided by K. H theoretical, it is equal to Nusselt number K divided by L. You can find the heat transfer coefficient of the air by theoretical method also for forced convection. Tabulate all the values. This is the observation. You can note down. Please all of you note down the observation. 300 mm diameter of the pipe, diameter of the specimen, and then the diameter of the orifice, discharge coefficient of orifice. Actually in the calculation I have not included. You want to include that discharge of air, it is equal to CD into A naught into square root of head of the air, that you want to include. Let me show. And then this is the tabular column for the readings. Pause the video, note down all the readings. This is how our readings will come, and then calculation I have shown you guys. This is how you want to do the calculation. Here I have forgot include the CD value. Please include CD value. This is going to be 0.62 or 0.64. As usual, you do the remaining calculation. Thank you, Nandal.